Welcome to / back to Talking Swift. I'm Jess Rodolphe.
I'm Meggles.
And I'm Rubee.
And this was recorded April 29th, 2024.
Oh boy.
News.
Quite a lot has happened.
I was going to say, should we start with what we missed?
Yeah, it's been a lot this week.
Well, last episode we forgot to mention, because there was so much news on release week, they dropped the merch.
Yes, before the album.
So we forgot about all the merch.
I even bought merch and I forgot that happened.
I bought so much merch, I'm crying inside. I don't know if I'm going to keep all of it, though. I think I might see if I don't like something and then sell it to somebody else that missed out.
Yeah, I love mine, so I'm happy.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of sweatpant cozy stuff, and then there's earrings, necklace, ring, bracelet, like a bunch of stuff, but it was all in gold, and I'm a silver jewelry person, so
Same.
Yeah. So
my engagement ring is white gold,
Yeah.
so I didn't. As much as I loved that ring, I didn't get it because it was gold.
Yeah.
If it was in like white gold or silver, I would have been way more tempted to snag at least one of the pieces of jewelry, because I feel like it's a cute collector's thing, but I just knew I'd never wear it, and it would just sit there, and I don't need more jewelry that I don't wear. So.
I still haven't worn my friendship bracelet I got from Midnight's.
So yeah, if you guys are listening, let us know what merch you got from the drop, or if you missed out, if there's anything you're hoping is going to restock. Because I've seen a few things on the Canadian site get kind of re-added, because they used to be all sold out, and then I'll just choose to scroll on it randomly just to make sure nothing got surprise dropped on me, and I'll see that like some of the items have like random sizes restocked at like weird times. They don't tell you it's there again. But I know for a fact that everything was sold out at one point, and then now I'll see like the shorts have like triple XL in stock and then extra small in stock or something like weird like that, you know?
It actually looks like the bracelet might be back in stock. Yeah, the bracelet's back in stock in large.
But they're not like telling anybody that they're restocking it, so you just kind of have to catch it.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes out on the store, because they're just randomly restocking certain sizes and stuff. I don't know if maybe it's because people are like canceling, like returning.
Maybe.
Canceling their orders, maybe?
Possibly.
It honestly also could be that they just are getting more stuff in. Like they ordered it in advance, but put out for sale what they had, and now as they get more stuff in, they put it back on the site.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yep, I'm happy with my sweatshirt. It's like my new security blanket, so.
Yeah, you got it already,
yeah,
right?
I'm wearing it.
I will say I'm impressed with their timelines for getting certain orders out this time around.
I know, I got it really fast. I was happy.
They were shipping my collector CD orders in reverse order of when I ordered them, though. The ones that I first ordered in February still aren't here, but I already got the one that I bought with the redrop, and they like redropped them all, and I bought all 4 together.
Wow.
That one came like really quickly. The other 2 are still like parcel scanned.
Wow.
And that's it. So they literally ship them in reverse.
That's weird. It looked like mine were in reverse too, but then they all came at the same time, so.
Same.
Interesting. I'm still waiting on my merch.
I didn't buy any merch. I really liked that one sweater, but it was white, and I know I don't wear white sweaters.
So on April 18th, the album, before it dropped, it became the most pre-saved album in Spotify history.
Oh, dang. Yeah. I don't even think I saw that.
So it was, even before it was streamed, it was the most pre-saved.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know I pre-saved
records with this album. I also had it pre-saved.
Yeah, I did too.
Since it was announced, I had it pre-saved.
As soon as I figured out how to pre-save it, I had it pre-saved.
I've never pre-saved an album on Spotify. I've only pre-saved songs, and it was from like when the artist provided a specific link for the pre-save. I've never just searched up the album and found it. It was a little bit different than when I've pre-saved music before.
I think.
Yeah.
Tortured Poets Department became the most streamed album on Amazon Music ever in its first day. There's gonna be a lot of just like naming off record breaking stuff, because I swear every day there's a new record being posted of something else that Tortured Poets blew out of the water. So
Yep.
So the Black Dog Pub put lyrics of the Black Dog in their window. What did Barnes & Noble do?
They put Patti Smith and what's his name?
I right.
They're on the bottom shelf. It's really hard to see.
Yeah, from the Tortured Poets Department song. They put the book by Patti Smith, right? Or something. And then forget the other name.
Dylan Thomas and Patti Smith.
Thank you. I thought it was Dylan, but I was afraid I was wrong. Dylan Thomas and Patti Smith, they put the books right by the vinyls of the Tortured Poets Department.
That's only because they didn't have enough time probably to listen to the whole album to make a whole display, but I can almost guarantee now somewhere in a Barnes & Noble is an entire table of literary references she made in this album.
That would be
And awesome. If there's not, don't worry, Barnes & Noble. I've been slowly working on that list so we could have a podcast episode on it. So any Barnes & Noble employees out there, I got you. I'm working on it.
And Patti Smith actually...
she posted something like thanking Taylor. I think she also said that it was like an honor to be named beside, is it Dylan Thomas?
Yeah. She said, this is saying I was moved to be mentioned in the company of the great Welsh poet Dylan Thomas. Thank you, Taylor Swift.
Okay. So Dylan Thomas is a Welsh poet.
Mm-hmm.
And she's holding a book of Dylan Thomas's in the picture, in case you didn't see it.
Okay.
There's a dog on it.
Oh.
On the book.
Are we sure it's not a black dog?
I mean, the cover's black and white, so, you know.
And then the cardigan dropped.
And then the cardigans dropped.
A week ago from today.
A lot of people have a lot of negative things to say about this cardigan. I've seen like 70-30 of 70% saying that it's too plain and it's boring and like it's their least favorite of all the ones they've dropped. And then I see like 30% saying that they love it because of how versatile it is because it's so plain and neutral.
I've been saying more 50-50 myself.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
And then I've also been seeing a lot of people saying that when it arrived, they absolutely love it because it's so comfortable. It's more comfortable than the 1989 one.
Yeah, they said it was as comfy as a Speak Now, and it's got the like kind of oversized fit, so they really like it.
So I heard that it's plain, and this is just speculation, it's for the patches that people got in their collector's edition. It's so people can put patches on it.
Yeah.
But do not use heat to apply the patches. It will melt the patch.
Sew them on, please. I was going to mention that if you didn't.
I was like, wait, before we go further, do not use heat.
I was going to say, I have seen a few people put the patches on, and it is really cute, but they're weird sizes to fill in like the gaps in the sweater or in the
they put it
knitting
in the back though, and it looked really good.
That one looked pretty good. Yeah, personally, if I was gonna, I didn't buy the cardigan, but if I did, I would probably put one patch kind of on the chest or whatever. I don't know. As much as I liked them on the back, it just seems weird to put on a cardigan. But I'm not a cardigan wearer, so don't come for me.
I'm not either. That's why I don't.
I have like one.
I don't bother.
I'm not a huge knit.
Yeah.
Wearer.
Me too.
But if I was, I would like this cardigan the most because it's so plain. You wear it like everywhere. And it's a neutral color too. People are saying it's plain, but I do like subtle merch a lot more than in your face merch. Which is why I jumped on that beige sweater and stuff because it's more subtle. I like subtle merch. I don't like having someone's face just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's good to have both. To have a good mixture of both options in your merch. And I think that she did a lot with this drop. It's a pretty good mixture, I think.
I think so too. I think she did a good... Someone did notice though that none of the sweatsuit stuff has drawstrings.
Yeah, my sweatshirt doesn't have a drawstring.
And they're alluding that it... I don't know how to say this. Like,
I know how to say it. They are insinuating that if you were to wear it in, say, a psych ward, you would be allowed because it does not have drawstrings, and those are not allowed on the psych ward floor.
That was a good way to word it.
And I'm a little disappointed she did not release grippy socks.
I saw so much concept merch about grippy socks.
What are they? I don't even know.
They're socks with little grippies on the bottom so that you don't slide.
Oh.
There, I have some on my desk. Little grippies. These are because they are exfoliating socks. Not supposed to walk in these. You will bust your ass. Trust me.
So yeah, that is the general consensus as to why there's no drawstrings, which makes sense, but also kind of annoyed because I really like having the drawstring.
I don't mind because mine always fall out when I wash it anyway, and then I have such a hard time putting it back in.
I just like having it for the hood, so like if it's cold, I can like go and like. But I also live in Canada, so like it gets really cold up here, so
that makes sense.
But I don't really like drawstrings on pants because that style of it looked like it would have to be on like the inside.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the inside drawstrings, and I hate those.
Mm-hmm. So a bunch of brands have done things. Saw did a Tortured Poet Department cover thing.
I can't believe I saw it on their page and I was laughing so hard. I am a really big horror fan.
Yeah, me too.
When I saw Billy the Puppet, I was like, oh my
god. Yeah, but a lot of companies have done that. And I saw Disney did a whole thing. They did a bunch of different movies doing the different covers. I don't remember what it was, but it was funny. But I think I saw like Oreos do it. There are a bunch of brands that have been doing it.
Grindr did one. That one was really funny to me. And the KFC.
Yep, and Garfield.
Oh, the Grindr one, though. Killed me. It took me out. The first time I saw that, I was like, no, they did not.
So the Country Music Hall of Fame is including a display of friendship bracelets that Taylor got from fans she sent to the Country Music Hall of Fame, and they're displaying it. It's a lot. It's a lot of bracelets.
I love it. I think it looks so cool. Mm-hmm. You just look at that, and that is just screams Swifties. Seeing all those bracelets in one place.
Oh, yeah, and then Taylor Swift credited a thanks to Emma Stone for Florida.
And I love Emma Stone.
Which we're not sure why, but it's a thank
Maybe
you credit.
She like gave her some sort of idea.
Yeah, some kind of inspiration.
Something she said like inspired it.
Yeah, they're really good friends.
It just says thanks.
Yeah.
Reminds me of in Kingdom Hearts 2. Thanks, Nominee.
And then on Spotify, it was official. Taylor Swift now owns the 5 biggest single-day streams by an album on Spotify. So you've got Tortured Poets first. Midnights was second. Tortured Poets was the second day of streaming of the Tortured Poets. And then you have 1989, Taylor's version. And then the number 5 spot is also Tortured Poets streaming day number 4. That is insane to me.
Sorry, Speak Now TV. You got shoved. I'm sorry.
3 out of the 5 of those are streaming days of the Tortured Poets within the first 4 days of it being out. That is insane.
I feel like I should pose this question now that we know that. Swifties, are you all okay? do you want to talk about anything in particular? Yeah. He's okay?
And then just more ridiculous record breaking. Within less than 48 hours across both consumption and pure sales in the US, it became the number 1 album of 2024. In less than 48 hours! And then within 72 hours of it being out, it became the biggest Billboard 200 debut of her career, biggest streaming debut in Spotify history, biggest streaming debut in Amazon Music history, fastest album to 1 billion streams in history, and Fortnite, featuring Post Malone, had the biggest streaming day for any song in Spotify history.
That's crazy.
Fortnite has the biggest day because it's the first song, so everybody started with it.
Yeah.
So it had the biggest streaming day.
Oh yeah, it had some bad reviews. They were also badly written. And this is something, so Bloomberg said something about it. Bloomberg said, Taylor Swift is proof that how we critique music is broken. Whether you love or hate the Tortured Poets Department, there is no way to adequately digest its 31 songs and opine on it within hours of its release. Of course, Swift's surprise anthology complicates things for critics on a deadline, but the reviews arrived the same day regardless of any all-nighters. While some were well considered, others felt pre-written and daft.
That's actually a really good take. It's hard to like properly analyze an album overnight, especially an album with 31 songs.
Yeah.
To properly critique it.
Especially since I didn't know it was going to have 31 songs either.
And the fact it came out at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Depending on time zone.
And they have deadlines.
I will say for me, the more I listen to it, the more I have a general liking for all of the songs versus when I first listened to it, I enjoyed the first half more. And I think it was just because of how long it was. That I didn't have the brain power to like properly absorb all of the songs.
It is a lot.
I saw one of the reviewers, they like went back on their, or like they basically were like, oh, hey, sorry.
Yeah, now a lot of reviewers are actually doing that. I've seen it multiple times. So now reviewers are retracting their original critique of the album. Here's one. CNN admits judging the Tortured Poets Department early. My view of the album has entirely reversed. I am ready to declare that it is one of Swift's best works yet. It's not fast food. It's a multi-course meal that stipulates the person sit and focus.
And I think that's the take of why so many people didn't like it when they first heard it. Because I saw a lot of people complaining about the number of songs and not liking the second half and stuff. And then I've seen a lot of people be like, hey, Taylor, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't process all of the songs at once. I actually do really like the whole album type of thing.
I know.
Which I kind of had that happen, so.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked the whole thing right away, but it was a lot to take in. And so by the time I finished the whole thing, the first time, I was definitely overstimulated and overwhelmed and really tired. And like, so I couldn't process the last few songs as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely liked, like, I didn't not like any of the songs, but I just remember that I remembered more and like felt like I enjoyed more of the first half just because it was so much for one evening. But then next on the news, we had Spotify send out their new cards for being the first percentage of streams of the new album. So I saw someone get 0.1%, and I was like, I don't know, it might have been edited, but I saw one that said 0.1%, and I was like, that's insane. Most people I saw got 10, yeah. I think I only saw one or two of those 0.1, so, but most of the other ones were 10, so that one could have been edited, I don't know. But I didn't get one because sadly with my work I couldn't listen until like really late the next day. But
and I didn't even get one, even though I pressed play right at the time that it was available. But Spotify crashed for me, so it wouldn't play. So
that's
I feel like that's why.
I still have to get you that clip of me being rickrolled by
no.
Yeah, I haven't gone through mine yet.
A lot of tweets that were very cryptic from Taylor Nation. We think we got one from Scott Swift. I can fix him. No, really, I can. Look between the H and L on your keyboard. Everyone's like, Scott, we know that's you. By the way, between H and L on your keyboard is JK.
Taylor Nation posted this cryptic message on the 24th. I don't even know what day that was.
It was Wednesday.
It had the Asylum pic from the music video, the yellow dress, Taylor in her yellow dress, her surprise songs, the Karma Cup, the 5 holes in a fence.
But so people were speculating this was counting down.
Yeah, because then there was
the fence's lover.
Then it's 1989. And then it was the pushing the 3 in the elevator. And then it was the fearless vault. It was very cryptic.
Yeah, and nothing really came from it.
Yeah. Maybe we'll know eventually what it means.
People were speculating it was counting down to a new music video.
Yeah.
But nothing came from it.
Because wasn't that countdown supposed to be... I forget what day it was supposed to be, but...
So, Machine Gun Kelly after being dared to say 3 mean things about Taylor Swift. He said, "You gotta be out of your motherfucking mind if you think I want any smoke with that fan base. Also, Taylor is a saint and very nice to me." So I just thought that was cute.
And then Monica Lewinsky quotes "Who's Afraid of Little Old Me" by Taylor Swift. "You wouldn't last an hour in the asylum where they raised me," with the picture of her with Bill Clinton.
She really did that.
Yeah, that was a trend on TikTok and Twitter, and she won. She won, and so did I can't remember which one it was. It was one of the kids from Dance Mom posted the Abby Lee Miller dance school, and everyone's like, "Look, you two win. Like, we get it. You didn't have to go that hard."
Yeah, Monica took me out.
And then Maddie Healy. So I've seen 2 things, and I have seen this clip as well, but I've seen another thing about his response. I don't know what the source was on it, so I don't know how accurate it is, but I heard that his team said on the 19th, they said they listened to the album and were happy. They were happy and relieved.
Did we all listen to the same album?
I saw someone post that they saw that, and then the person was like, "So how much, how much worse is it actually?" Because, the fact that they're happy with how it turned out is really concerning.
Are they sure they didn't listen to Folklore or Evermore by mistake? It was Tortured Poets? 100%?
And then there's a clip of him being harassed by the paparazzi, which they shouldn't have done this, but they went up to him and asked him what he thought of his diss track. And he said, "My diss track, I haven't really listened to that much of it, but I'm sure it's good." That's what he said.
I mean, it is good.
Yeah.
He ain't wrong there.
Yeah, so people were speculating that, I don't remember the anniversary of it, but it's a year anniversary, a specific year of the Hannah Montana, the movie coming out. And so they were doing an anniversary vinyl. And people thought that it was going to be Crazier Taylor's version. And then Disney had to come out and apologize and say that will not be not be something on the vinyl.
I'm glad that Disney did that, though, because they know how Swifties are. They're like, oops, we didn't mean you to think that.
They were smart. They would have gotten Taylor to re-record it so that they could...
Would have made so much more money.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so I guess this was Thursday then when this happened. When Taylor posted the short. Taylor posted a short.
A Fortnight to Paris?
It's a video and it's got clips of her rehearsing and stuff in it.
Yeah, that's...
And people notice the white microphone. The backup dancers have canes and top hat looking things.
And she's also wearing the shoes from the Fortnite music video when she's in the black morning dress.
And she's also in front of what looks like it could be the TTPD symbol.
Yeah. And because that means new props, new microphone, people think that Tortured Poets is getting added to the set list, because why would they be rehearsing? I have seen one person make a theory that they were hinting at a music video, because I Can Do It With a Broken Heart would be an interesting way to spin that into a music video, as if they're rehearsing for the Eras tour. That would be the music video. So I have seen that as a theory, but most people are, because of the microphone thing especially, because she posted the microphones of the Eras tour picture that had the white microphone in it and she's never used it. So people are leaning towards that it's going to be added to the set list.
Yeah, I did see someone say that one of her dancers did post, "You think they're good songs now, just wait till you see them live," and deleted it. So I don't know. That is kind of weird.
In particular, people think that Who's Afraid of Little Old Me is going to be one of the songs on the set list if she adds it, because the canes and the hats and the backup dancers kind of look like circus ringleader to a lot of people, so they think it could be in relation to the circus life line, which that song live would be so cool.
So I was going to say, there's also been speculation of the songs that were missing from the film version of the Eras Tour, or the song she may cut to put Tortured Poets into the tour. This isn't confirmed. This is just speculation.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to bring it up.
So we will be very interested to see what happens to the set list.
Yep.
And we will be updating everybody here when that happens. So you can look out for that.
So I guess we're on to this sad bit of news. Unfortunately, the Swiftie Scarlett, who received the hat in Sydney, has passed. Yeah, so it's sad news.
Yeah.
She was pretty young.
Yeah.
Capital One had their exclusive t-shirt drop as well.
Where was that?
On the 26th. It was the worst piece of merch I've ever seen. It looked so bad. The album cover picture was like slightly crooked like this, with the Tortured Poets title like across, and that was I think it was the back, and then the front had, I think it was the title tracks in like smushed into like this big of a strip.
Yeah, it's ugly
on the front, and it's like the font is so small.
It's also so light on a white shirt.
It was only $13 though. So
yeah, that explains why.
Yeah, it was probably the worst piece of merch I'd seen for this collection. I just had to mention that because Capital One usually does a sort of exclusive thing, so.
Yeah. And then some news that's not related to TTPD. So Travis and Taylor have been having a fun weekend. They were spotted golfing, and then after that they went to, it's Patrick Mahomes, right, who did this? Patrick Mahomes did a charity auction or something like that.
Yeah, he does a gala where it's for charity. They auction off different things, and Taylor was in a stunning green dress.
Yeah.
And Travis auctioned off, I think it was 4 tickets to the Eras Tour from his significant other. People were hatching onto that word.
Which I think it's sweet. I like that he called her that, but I'm not jumping to the conclusions that other Swifties are jumping to, because it doesn't mean that. Significant other is just that. It doesn't mean.
So someone was just like, they're full-grown adults, maybe calling them boyfriend, girlfriend is like childish to them, so they want to use something more matured.
It's also a very gender-neutral way to refer to your partner.
That's what I was about to go into too, because like a few years back, it became the thing to call your partner that, your partner or significant other, because it takes the attention off of the gender. And seeing everyone freak out about the significant other and thinking that, oh, that means they're engaged or they're secretly married or whatever, it just makes me kind of sad and be like, just a few years ago.
I'm just shaking my head at it.
Yeah. But they were also just very cute at the event.
Taylor led a... You kind of like wave a rag like in a circle at like football games and sporting events, and she led a cheer at the gala for something for the person who won. And they won the tickets fitting $61,000. So those are now the most expensive Taylor Swift tickets, and they also joked that Travis has now gotten into the resale game.
Except he doesn't actually get the money because it's for charity. But
exactly. It was for a good cause, so we will allow it.
I've been to a few charity auctions, and it's the same. Like, people way overpay for things because they know it's for charity.
And they could pick which U.S. show they wanted to go to, basically. Oh, and then she posted this.
Oh, her first colored post on Instagram. Since the Tortured Poets announcement, it's her first color picture. And some people were like, oh, it's the end of an era. And I'm like, no, I think it's more to start sprinkling color back in so she can post Eras Tour pictures again, because the Eras Tour is coming back. But some people are freaking out that they think the era is ending. I don't think it's that.
I don't think it would end so fast. Especially with all the success it's having.
See, but people are saying it's been a fortnight since the album released, so that means like they think she's gonna end it or whatever after the fortnight. And I was like,
it hasn't even been a fortnight.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw a lot of people saying that, and I was like, that That doesn't really make sense, but
if it would have been that, she would have done it on the fortnight afterward.
Which would be the third.
Yeah, not...
Anyways, a lot of people are freaking out about that.
But anyway, it was to celebrate 2.6 million...
I think it's listens.
Oh, so it's from the Tortured Poets becoming the second biggest debut of all time on the Billboard 200 with an astounding 2.61 million units. The only album that beat that out was from Adele. Yeah, it says 2.6 million units, 1.91 million pure. I don't know
what that means either.
I think maybe it means digital versus physical.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know sales. I'm not a salesperson. But that's what the 2.6 is.
And then she posted another, what do you mean? To the Taylor Swift makes historic debut at number 1 on Billboard 200. And some people always knock her down when she's like acting shocked or whatever. They're like, why is she acting so surprised? She's such an actress or something. And it's like...
Because nobody expects to set those kind of records.
Yeah, even though she's Taylor Swift, like, that's still big. That's still a big deal. And she gets to celebrate.
I also think because this album is, I feel like, different than the others.
Yeah.
Like, it feels a lot more personal and everything.
Yeah.
So I feel like she didn't expect it to be as big
as
some of her other ones.
Expecting that. Plus, she didn't do like a whole lot of promo before it either. She did a little bit, and it was just 2 months we knew about it before it came out. It's surprising.
Some would argue the most promo for it was like the week of, when they were doing all those like
yeah, it was definitely the week of.
And we didn't know about half the album until that night.
Taylor and Travis will not be attending the Met Gala. Because earlier there was something going around that said they were confirmed, but they're way too busy. I'm really not surprised. I would be surprised if they went, because Taylor is about to go back on tour, and Travis is gearing up for his music thing, right?
So also, he's gearing up for his music fest, but he also just re-signed with the Chiefs, and they do start practice in April, May.
In April?
Yeah, they have to start doing certain things in April, May, and then in like, I think now is boot camp, and then they start doing pre-games in like July, August.
And then more record-breaking stuff.
Yeah. So this, I think, happened today, but basically the only time someone has taken all top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100 was when she had Midnights. That was the only other time any artist has done that. And then she beat her own record with Tortured Poets getting the top 14 spots this time. I saw a lot of people online that were trying to get a top 13 for Taylor, because 13, but I think we tried too hard and we got 14 songs up there.
What I'm hearing is we didn't try hard enough to get all 20.
All 31.
Yeah. Next time we sweep the top 20.
This is the order. So we've got Fortnite with number 1, Down Bad, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, The Tortured Poets Department, So Long London, My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys, But Daddy I Love Him, Florida, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, Guilty of Sin, Fresh Out the Slammer, LOML, The Alchemy, and The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived at number 14. Wow. So
my bad. I'm the reason I Can Do It a Broken Heart's on there. My bad.
And both times that she's taken all these spots at the Hot 100, like Lana's feature was also on the top 10. And she's got both of her features, and her Tortured Poets are both on here. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Awesome. And I think this is Florence and the Machine's first time in the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. I think I saw that somewhere as well.
That's a crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
That's a crime against nature.
I didn't have time to fact check it, but I did see that. She is also the first female artist in history to earn 50 top 10 hits on the Billboard Hot 100 as well.
Oh yeah, I saw this tweet just like summing up everything that happened this weekend. So Taylor made history again. Travis will be the highest paid tight end in the league. Jason got a job at ESPN. Donna was on the Today Show this morning, apparently. No one Monday's better than this family. That was Beth at Fly for Love on X.
Man, I'm gonna have to start watching this show. I don't like Monday Night Countdown. I'm gonna have to start watching it for Jason. Damn it.
And then there's another thing that happened with the black dog. The owner or someone who worked there.
Oh.
They did mention that there was someone blonde who frequents there.
So Swifties are theorizing that Taylor intentionally put the name and stuff in there so that it would ruin the pub for said person. Because he'd never be able to go there again.
Yeah.
Not without a bunch of Swifties waiting for him.
Yeah.
And then you want to say this other thing about the black dog?
So the black dog put Team Maddie on their signage outside.
They're wrong, but they're entitled to their opinion.
Hey everyone, let's take a quick break here just to remind you that if you're enjoying the episode, please give us a rating. It also helps a lot if you share the episode. Alright, now let's get back. I don't think anyone should be Team Maddie or Joe. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I
Team
don't think any of them.
Yes,
Why
Team
can't
Travis.
we Team Travis?
Let's put
Or Team Taylor.
Yeah, Team Taylor. That's it.
Team Taylor is happy.
That's the one.
Team
That's
Taylor.
the one.
Yeah.
And that kind of gets us into the episode a little bit because I wanted to say this stuff a little bit before we get into the lyrics because there's been a lot of discourse over Twitter about the lyrics and these songs are about Maddie, these songs are about Joe, the whole album is about Maddie, which I don't agree. Like, I think it's about Taylor, and I have been in both type of relationship before, and they both suck equally because they're different. They're so different, you know? And I just wanted to mention that before because people are like, to some people, they think, you know, this song is sadder than this song, but to other people, that might not be true. It might hit you differently. So I just want to say that because there's so much discord going on over, like, this song is sadder, this one's about Maddie, this one's about Joe, and all that. And yes, we're going to speculate as well, but I just want to say that, and I also want to say that I do think there's a possibility that some songs could weave both elements in, you know, but yeah.
It's really about Taylor's experience.
Yeah.
And she makes references to certain people, but in the end, it is about Taylor's experience.
Exactly.
I think this was a closure episode to close the book on certain chapters of her life. Mm-hmm. She ends the whole album with the story isn't mine anymore.
Yeah. Before we get too far into this topic, I do want to put out a trigger warning that this album does touch on some sensitive topics. So please beware. And I think that we should read the prologue poem because it does give a lot of insight to where her head was when she was writing this album, and it kind of explains it. And I didn't even know that it existed when I first listened. It's a poem that Taylor wrote.
My vinyl has the one by Stevie.
Okay, I found it. Here, I'm going to put it. I'd put it in the links.
The Tortured Poets Department Prologue, summary poem by Taylor Swift. In summation, at this hearing, I stand before my fellow members of the Tortured Poets Department with a summary of my findings, a debrief, a detailed rewinding, for the purpose of warning, for the sake of reminding. As you might all unfortunately recall, I have been struck with a case of restricted humanity, which explains my plea here today of temporary insanity. You see, the pendulum swings, oh, the chaos it brings, leads the caged beast to do the most curious things. Lovers spend years denying what's ill-fated, resentment rotting away galaxies we created. Stars placed and glued meticulously by hand next to the ceiling fan, tried wishing on comets, tried dimming the shine, tried to orbit his planet. Some stars never align. And in one conversation, I tore down the whole sky. Spring sprung forth with dazzling freedom hues, then a crash from the skylight, bursting through. Something old, someone hollowed, who told me he could be brand new. And so I was out of the oven and into the microwave, out of the slammer and into a tidal wave. How gallant to save the Empress from her gilded tower, swinging a sword he could barely lift, but loneliness struck at that fateful hour. Low-hanging fruit on his wine-stained lips, he never even scratched the surface of me. None of them did. In summation, it was not a love affair, I screamed while bringing my fist to my coffee-ringed desk. It was a mutual manic phase. It was self-harm. It was a house and then cardiac arrest. A smirk creeps onto this poet's face, because it's the worst men that I write best. And so I enter into evidence my tarnished coat of arms, my muses, acquired like bruises, my talismans and charms, the tick, tick, tick of love bombs, my veins of pitch-black ink, all's fair in love and poetry. Sincerely, the chairman of the Tortured Poets Department.
That's where that piece came from that she posted.
Yep.
I've never seen this before.
No, I saw it around.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was really
and
beautiful.
It explains where her head was at throughout.
I kind of wish that she would turn that into a song.
I know.
Like a version of that, because
damn,
that was
out of the oven and into the microwave. And it's
the low-hanging fruit on his wine-stained lips got me.
Oh.
Whew, man,
try to orbit his planet, some stars never align. I was like,
yeah.
Dang.
So, it is about Taylor Swift. That is who this album is about. And they all impacted her life. And they all impacted this album. And we're going to dive into the lyrics. But before we do that, Rubee, you want to talk about update on our thoughts?
Yeah, just if we had... I kind of already said mine. I enjoy more of the album. More of the second half than I did before. Just, like, listening to it more.
Yeah, same.
Do you have any songs that kind of came out and became a favorite that you didn't really like first time around?
I definitely like the Bolter more now than I did. The Albatross still hasn't grown on me, but I think I need to listen to it a bit more.
Yeah. I think Fresh Out the Slammer, I liked it when I first heard it, but I like it a lot more now after hearing it even more. It's grown on me a lot more. Even though I already liked it, I like it a whole lot more. It wasn't one of my favorites when I first listened. And I'm definitely leaning more towards, my heart just keeps going to Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. So I think that might be my number one. But it's hard for me to say that because I love them all so much. I feel like I'm betraying the rest of them.
Yeah, I have two that are kind of like tied for first depending on my mood.
Yeah. That one is so like, Look What You Made Me Do coded, and
it is very reputation
and that
coded.
You know how I feel about that song. So it's I feel like the same way that I did with Look What You Made Me Do with that song.
Every time I listen to it, I think of the Scarlet Witch and Harley Quinn and like all of the misunderstood like villain type of I love that song. My other top favorite is The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. I love that song. It's so good. The bridge just...
The bridge is amazing.
Anyway.
My favorite is still I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. And after this week, I need every shirt possible that says, I cry a lot, but I am so productive. Cried a lot at my desk this week.
Yeah. There are so many good bridges in this album. She always writes good bridges, but the majority of the bridges that kill it in this album, it's insane.
Oh, and then the Bolter and the Albatross also have grown on me a lot since first listen. Every time I re-listen, I find a new reference to fairy tales or, like Disney or, well, I guess kind of, they're like the old fairy tales and stuff, but I've got to list them, and whenever we go through the songs, I'll briefly mention. That way I'm not doing it twice. But I think it was interesting how much she put a little nod to fairy tales and stuff.
My wedding is fairy tale themed, so I've been rereading all the Grimm fairy tales to use as like tables. So I know exactly what you mean. I've been catching little things. I'm like,
It's just like one little line, and you're like, if you didn't think too hard, you wouldn't really catch it. Sort of thing, right? Anyway.
So we're going to do this in multiple parts because this album is so in-depth and there's just so much. So we're going to kind of break this up more than we typically do with albums. And we also have plans for other subjects relating to this album that are not lyrics. So we have a lot of content planned for this album. Let us know if you have ideas too for topics you'd like us to discuss. So we're gonna just see how far we can get today.
We're also on a bit of a time constraint today.
Yeah, so. We had so much to discuss in so little time. So Taylor, why? Why do you give us so much content? All right, let's get into the lyrics. We're going to start with Fortnite.
Okay. So this one is another one that grew on me because if you guys remember, I was like really disappointed in it at the beginning with like how little Post Malone is in it. But the more I've listened to it, I actually do quite enjoy the way that they structured it with him on the end, sort of.
I also, now that you mentioned that, I wanted to point out a theory that I saw someone say. Someone theorized that maybe he wasn't originally gonna be a feature. That might be why he's in it more towards the end.
Interesting. Could be true.
Yeah.
Could have been like a last minute ad thing.
Yeah.
But I do like it more the more I've listened to it.
Me too, actually, because I liked it the first time I listened to it, but I definitely like it a lot more the more I listen to it too. Because I didn't really get it the first time I listened to it. It was a lot to take in. I still don't really get it fully, but I'm starting to understand bits.
Sorry, this is the first time I'm actually like looking at the lyrics.
I know, me too. I'm supposed to be sent away.
I looked at the lyrics the second listen through because I am hearing impaired and I couldn't really make out some of what she was saying, and so
yeah, I did do that, but there was so many words that didn't really retain a lot of it. And then my toxic trait is that I think that I can just memorize all the lyrics by just constantly listening to the song. Instead of looking up the lyrics. So that's what I've kind of just been doing with the entire album. So I don't actually know all the lyrics.
Honestly, I haven't had any time to listen through while looking at the lyrics. I was wanting to watch the lyric videos, but I haven't gotten to it yet. So
I heard they're gorgeous.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I've heard a lot about them, yeah.
But anyway, so I was supposed to be sent away, but they forgot to come and get me. Interesting.
People were relating that to the song where she says like, "Oh, they're gonna take me. Gonna take me away."
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah,
because she thinks that his key is turning in the lock, but then she is like, "Or
did they come to take me away?
Are they coming to take me away?" Yeah.
Or, yeah. So people thought that maybe that was what that was talking about.
And then she mentions, "I'm a functioning alcoholic, but nobody knows my new aesthetic." Oh man, that line got me the first time I listened to it. I was like, wait, what? She actually said that?
Yeah. The way she just casually drops a lot of really deep and heavy subjects in this album is insane. I forgot to mention something else. I also think this might be one of her funniest albums.
That's true too.
She's got some really good one-liners and just like unhinged lyrics.
Yeah.
I mean, we know depressed people are usually very funny.
That's true.
Anyway.
No one's here to blame, but what about your quiet treason? I don't know. Wait, quiet treason? This is the first time I'm seeing this lyric.
I've heard the lyric, but my brain just like hasn't had the time or effort to like think about it any further than the words, so... And then this is the song that has "I Love You, It's Ruining My Life," which is the back of the manuscript, I think.
Yeah, which I do love that part. What do you guys think this song means? Do you have theories, Jess?
I mean, now you're in my backyard, turned into good neighbors. Your wife waters flowers. It gives me the idea of somebody you were in love with, and then you broke up, and then now they are still a big part of your life because you live in the same circles and you have to watch them be happy with someone else. That was the vibe I got. Now you're in my backyard, turned into good neighbors. They couldn't escape each other.
Yeah, she wants to help the wife.
Yeah, that line got me. I just like do a double back and I was like, what did she just say? Yeah, because it also talks about like the miracle move on drug.
Oh, right. Yeah. I took the miracle move on drug. The effects were temporary. Oh, and all my Mondays stuck in an endless February too. People are speculating about that line because there's a possibility that she might have broken up with Joe in February.
See, I was thinking it was February's are tend to be very gloomy.
That's true too.
My Februarys are honestly one of the worst months of my life, so I can relate to that feeling of February never ending.
Mine is January. January's worse for me than February.
I saw someone post that like they take the Christmas lights down in January and then she's stuck in the endless February.
Yeah, that's true. And Mondays. Everyone hates Monday morning. Everyone hates Mondays.
As we record this
on Monday.
But yeah, the miracle move on drug though is to like jump into another relationship, try to forget him type of thing.
Rebound.
Yeah.
The effects were temporary.
Yeah. Run into you sometimes. Oh, okay. I've never seen that line before. Comment on my sweater.
So I'm realizing that my husband is cheating. I think it's not her actual husband. I think she still pictures a life with this person and he's her husband in her mind and he's cheating on her, but in reality he's moved on.
Oh.
That's the way I saw that.
Maybe. That could be. Some people
like you think the husband she's referring to is the neighbor.
Yeah, that's moved on.
See, I've seen other people refer to that as she's fantasizing that she's going to end up with someone boring and want to kill him and wish she was with the good neighbor. But I like your interpretation too. Could be either.
Yeah. Only Taylor knows.
Thought of calling him, but you won't pick up. Another fortnight lost in America, moved to Florida. There's the Florida reference.
The first.
Yeah, which shocked me the first time I heard it because I was like, Florida already?
And also talking about buying a car that they won't use. She talks about cars a lot in this album.
A lot of car references, yeah.
Cars and clothes.
And ships. There's been a few, like, waving at the ship crash.
And I feel like that's both the sea ship and the spaceship.
There's a lot.
This album. Oh,
and all the fairy tale. Like,
and it's the Western. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
This album is so complex. This is why we have to do so many parts. Okay. But no, I like Fortnite. Yeah, I think I'm kind of starting to understand the song now.
I just think it's really catchy.
It's kind of about like longing for your ex who has moved on. That's what I feel like.
An ex who has moved on and you are unfortunately stuck seeing them.
Yeah. All right. The Tortured Poets Department.
I love the who uses typewriters anyway.
Okay, so yeah, that's one of the funny lines,
Yep.
You do, Taylor.
I cannot believe she said that when she's been promoting this album with typewriters.
Used one in All Too Well 10-minute version.
That too.
So I'm like, Taylor, you use a typewriter.
I really like the lines, you're in self-sabotage mode, throwing spikes down on the road, but I've seen this episode and I still love the show. I love that line.
So when I first heard this song, I thought that it was after, like, whoever in the song this was about. I thought it was after it had ended. But now I'm starting to figure out that I think it's more, they are still together in the song, but it's like there are some,
toward the end.
Yeah, there are some threads that are coming undone in their relationship. Some red flags. Like the self-sabotage mode line that you just mentioned, Rubee. That's kind of like okay. Because you can be in that part of a relationship where one of the people is just like self-sabotaging it and causing fights or ignoring them or, doing something that is just like damaging the relationship.
That explains a lot. I've been kind of low-key trying to figure out like what this song is. It's really catchy and I really enjoy it, but I kind of just like took the words at face value because I couldn't like.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have to think about what it means. So I just kind of was like, this is really fun to sing along to. There's also so many name drops in this song.
Mm-hmm.
There's at least 4 different names.
But she kind of tells us potentially about which relationship this is about.
Yeah, because she does say tattooed.
Tattooed golden retriever.
And that's the part that made people suddenly suspect it, because they're like, wait, Joe didn't have tattoos?
Nope, not many of her exes have tattoos. I can think of 3.
And I could definitely see Maddie being the one that smoked and ate 7 bars of chocolate.
Yeah, that narrowed it down to 1 for me. Because I was like, I know John has tattoos. I know. I'm thinking who had tattoos while she was with them, not who got tattoos after. Because I know Joe Jonas has gotten tattoos since. He did not have them when he was with her, though. And I know, oh my gosh, it just popped right. And Harry Styles had tattoos. And I would describe him as a golden retriever. But the getting high and eating 7 bars of chocolate kind of screams Matt to me.
Harry seems like he would get high.
Yeah, me, but not when... Current Harry seems like he would get high and eat 7 bars of chocolate. True. Harry she dated does not see that.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's what we also have to remember is timeline of when they dated, what they were like.
Yeah.
And then she name drops Lucy and Jack, which
so who's Lucy?
I saw people posting Lucy starts with a D. Dacus.
Where is this line?
Something. It's sometimes I wonder if you're gonna screw this up with me, but you told Lucy you'd
Lucy Dacus from Boy Genius.
And then she says, and I had to say that to Jack about you, so I felt seen.
You told Lucy you'd kill yourself if I ever leave. That line, that seems like kind of Maddie's type of behavior, you know?
And I think he's friends with the band Boy Genius, so it would make sense for it to be.
Yeah, that line also kind of brings back bad memory for me a little bit. It's a little bit relatable.
See,
yeah,
that's a little bit of a red flag there. Very drastic. And then the whole, at dinner you take my ring off my middle finger and put it on the one people put wedding rings on. That whole part.
And that's the closest I've come to my heart exploding. I paused when I first listened and I just went, oh my god. I just thought about, I just pictured that happening. And
the implications. Yeah.
I was like, did she just say that?
Kind of tells us she does want to get married.
Yeah, there's a lot in this album that tells us that she does want to get married.
Yeah. I mean, we've had previous albums where it could have gone either way about if she actually wants to get married because people only see you as a one night or a wife.
Yeah.
This kind of tells us she does want to one day get married.
But she also has always fantasized in her songs about, love story. So she's always kind of pointed it out. That's the one line in Lavender Haze that made us think, oh, maybe. But I think it's just she doesn't want people to assume one way or the other and to tell her what to do. She doesn't want people to put pressure on her to go one way or the other.
That's how I saw it, was she wanted to be their choice and not society's choice for her.
Yeah.
I just so this is the title track. This is also People Speculate named after a different ex's group chat name.
Oh, yeah.
But it's about a different guy.
That's cold.
People were joking that he didn't even get the lead role in his own breakup album. But this is
That is also what I forgot to mention in the news, that I've seen 2 reactions from him and they kind of contradict each other.
It's supposed to be named after his group chat, and yet she wrote it about a different guy.
By the way, this song is on Am I Allowed to Cry?
Oh, good.
Oh, right. We forgot we were going to do that.
Fortnite is on Old Habits Die Screaming.
Okay, so this is what I found. So apparently Joe has listened to the album and he is slightly disappointed, but not surprised at all. She didn't really...
That's his way of saying, thank you, Taylor. You could have done so much worse.
She didn't really trash him or defame him. Joe is not going to react to this, but that's reacting.
I think it's really funny that both of the guys said, it's okay. I'm happy with this. It's okay. It's fine. Like, what did you do to her? Because clearly she didn't go hard enough, and I thought she did.
And why is he disappointed? That's very confusing because, like,
maybe
he doesn't have a lot of songs on it.
That it's not more about him.
Because then there was also a post about him, how he's moved on and he's dating and he's happy or something like that. His team put that out. And it's like, what? They're really trying to push this.
No one asked.
Okay, my boy only breaks his favorite toys. So this one's off the I Love You, It's Ruining My Life playlist.
I love this song. I really love this song.
I remember being surprised that it was as upbeat as it is. I thought it was going to be a slow song.
It's really upbeat.
It's one of the more upbeat ones, I think, off the entire album.
I love the once I fix me, he's gonna miss
me. Me too. That's my favorite line. Once I fix me, he's gonna miss me, because that's such a good line.
She's gonna fix herself once he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
There's kind of no point in fixing herself with him. He breaks his favorite toy.
Oh, I've never actually paid attention to the beginning before. But here we go again. The voices in his head called the rain to end our days of wild. So it's like gloom.
Midnight rain?
That's what I was thinking.
The sickest army doll. So it's there's a lot. So I've noticed that when she writes about Joe, there's a lot of sad references.
It says rivulets to send my plastic smile. Rivulets are small streams, like little baby rivers. I didn't know that.
I didn't know what that word was either. She uses a lot of big words in this album.
Yeah, I find myself next to a dictionary, I don't know what this means. I feel stupid.
But you should have seen him when he first got me. That makes me think of, when you're first at the beginning stages of a relationship and they're putting you up on this pedestal and wooing you type of thing, that's what that line makes me think of. You should have seen him when he first got me. He was putting effort into it. That's kind of what I'm trying to say.
See, I read it more as I can fix him, or I'm gonna fix him. You should have seen him when he first got me. I fix him or whatever.
Oh, really?
That's how I.
That's not how I looked at it at all. I looked at it but you should have seen him when he first got me. He acted all happy. He was shiny and he was showing me off and he was taking care of me. Whereas now he broke me. That's how I looked at it.
Am I the only one who pictures Sid from Toy Story?
Ooh, yeah. Kind of interesting.
It gave me especially when he's talking about taking things out of the box and I'm the queen of sandcastles, he destroys. I'm it's giving me very mishmashing toys to make.
Left all these broken parts.
Mm-hmm. He saw forever, so he smashed it up.
Ouch, I didn't know that line was in here.
Yeah, it made me picture Sid from Toy Story.
Felt more when we played pretend than with all.
And specifically that scene with Buzz, when Buzz is Mrs. Nesbit and doesn't have his arm and he's in this depressed state, but he's pretending he's happy.
Mm-hmm.
It was making me picture Taylor as Mrs. Nesbit.
Man.
Everything's great.
Oh,
that's literally what came to my mind when I was thinking about this song, was the Mrs. Nesbit part.
Oh.
So this was one that Taylor actually explained why she wrote it and everything. And you're right, Meggles. So it says, you should have seen them the first time they saw me. They'll come back to that. They'll get back to that. So it's kind of a song about denial. You can live in this world where there's still hope for a toxic, broken relationship. And it's from the perspective of a child's toy because they use you up until you break and then they don't want you anymore.
Oh, God. Now it's making me think of that scene in Toy Story when his arm ripped and it's, I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yeah.
Taylor, how many times did you watch Toy Story and Toy Story 2 when you wrote this?
I can relate to this song a lot, so that's one reason I love it so much, and it's really catchy too. Okay, Down Bad. I love Down Bad. It's so catchy too.
This has become one of my top 5s. I love the song.
I wouldn't say it's a top 5 for me, but I do love it.
Current top 5, I should say. I think it's kind of a rotating thing. But I just found myself listening to this one a lot. Sometimes I'll skip to find this one or click this one first when I'm starting to listen to it again. So I found it's one that sticks out a little bit more to me than some of the others.
So this is another one that she explained.
Yes. She said the metaphor is that I was comparing sort of the idea of being like love bombed, where someone rocks your world and dazzles you and then kind of abandons you, as an alien abduction where you were abducted by aliens but you wanted it. Like this girl is abducted by aliens but she wanted to stay with them, and then they drop her off back in her hometown and she's like, wait, no, where are you going? I liked it there. It was weird but it was cool, come back. And so the girl in the song just felt like, I've just been exposed to a whole different galaxy universe and I didn't know it was possible. How can you just put me back where I was before?
It's giving me, oh gosh, illicit affairs. You taught me secret languages I can't speak with anyone else.
Okay, so I'm gonna admit, the first couple times I listened to this song, I did not pick up any of the alien stuff.
Same.
I didn't get it. I had no idea until I saw somebody posted something with UFOs with Down Bad, and I was like, UFOs? What the fuck are they talking about, UFOs? And then I listened to it a little bit more, and I'm like, wait, did she just say beam me up? Beam me up, Scotty? What the heck is this?
When I first heard it, I thought it was beat me up. Did you just beat me up?
Honestly, I think I was just so focused on we're already on the 4th song, so there's so many other lyrics that I don't think I was paying attention. And it's such a vibey slow start that I just think I was really loving her voice and everything, that I didn't really actually retain what she was saying.
But it has that
it
has that it's very
it's very dreamy,
outer spacey type music. At the beginning, now that I know.
Pay attention to lyrics at all, because I was like, UFOs? What are they talking about, UFOs?
So I had a dictionary app open while I was listening to this album. Still miss so much stuff, and I was actively listening because they were like, oh, make sure you have a dictionary, and I was like, okay, and I was like, what?
Oh man.
Oh, this is also one of the Did You Take All My Clothes?
Yep.
This is one of the first Clothes references.
They'll say I'm nuts if I talk about the existence of you.
And this one's also on the Old Habits Die Screaming playlist. I don't know if we said that. Oh, and this one was the first one I heard, the ship. She says waving at the ship.
Well, because it's a spaceship in this song.
Oh my god. Wait, are they all spaceships? No, because the other one's a ship, because she's saying going down with the ship. Okay,
yeah.
No. Yeah,
well,
okay. So
in this one, he's an alien.
Yeah, I realize that now.
Down Bad, waking up in blood. That line still...
I've seen some weird speculations about that line.
That makes me think of alien abductions, where people say they woke up in blood, naked, in a cornfield.
Okay, that's not one of them I've heard.
See, but that's what it made me think of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because she says, the clothesline is, just leave me here naked and alone in a field in my same old town.
Oh, she literally tells us.
Yeah, because she says, waking up in blood, staring at the sky, come back and pick me up. So she's like, I just woke up outside.
After being experimented on. Oh my god.
But I've seen a lot of now that we just realized that, I was going to say, I saw a lot of people speculating that this was a miscarriage reference.
Oh, no.
And then I saw somebody else saying the opposite of that. It was her being sad that she woke up with her period because
what? Oh my
that
god.
means she wasn't pregnant.
People.
And I was like, what?
They take it too literally. She loves metaphors. I mean, she weaves metaphors.
Like, she literally explained this whole song as being a metaphor for an alien abduction.
Yeah. And people love to jump to that conclusion, too. They love to jump to the miscarriage thing.
I will say, Bigger Than the Whole Sky does give me miscarriage vibes, but
that's what people were saying, like, Midnight's had a lot of, like, possible references to it, so that's why people thought that it was that for this one. There's also a line, how dare you think it's romantic, leaving me safe and stranded. Apparently there's another song that used stranded.
New Romantic. Because in New Romantics she says, isn't it romantic? Oh no, she says,
I haven't listened to any of her other songs.
Safe and stranded, isn't that romantic? Or something like that. It's the end of the bridge. I love that song, so I'm mad at myself for blanking.
So as people made the parallel with that.
Yeah, because then she's like, in that song she's like, isn't that romantic? But then in this song she's like, how dare you? It's like the kind of the opposite attitude towards it. And then there's the whole like I lost my twin thing.
Yeah, which reminded me of that twin flame line.
But some people are saying, like, because it's kind of like, because her and Maddie, you know, they're in the same industry, they are part of the same circles sometimes, you know, the way they make music and stuff could be like they could relate in that way, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
I mean, it gives me the losing your other half vibe. Like, somebody who, being in a relationship, not saying you need a relationship to feel completed, but because when you're in a relationship, it feels like that person is your other half and that they make you one whole person, and feeling like you lost your twin would make you feel like half of a person.
Yeah. Oh, and I loved your hostile takeovers, encounters closer and closer, like your indecent exposures. How dare you say that it's, and then she doesn't actually say over, which is what you think she's about to say, right? In that sentence. But she can't actually say over. She cuts herself off.
Damn. I've never noticed that part.
You've never noticed the cutting off?
Really?
Oh my gosh. It's one of the...
Okay, a lot of the lyrics of this one clearly glazed over my head because there's a lot that I missed. For how much I say that I listened to this song, I clearly didn't actually really pay attention to the words. I kind of was just, I think I was just like singing the words, but not like processing the words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
I was like, ooh, this is a catchy song.
Because it's a lot. It's catchy, but it's also super, super layered and deep. And so it takes a lot of work to actually understand all of it. But that's such a clever part. I love that part because it's like, how dare you say that it's... And then she cuts herself off.
I need to listen to it again now.
If you must. Twisting her arm.
I love this song. It's so good. It's so catchy. It really is catchy, but so sad. It's so sad. I totally understand that feeling of being just love bombed and then ditched. And it's like, wait. Oh, it sucks. So that is all we have time for this week because there was a lot of news. But we will definitely pick it up again next week from...
And we're going to need a lot of time for song 5.
Unfortunately, my work schedule is pretty crazy, so I don't have a ton of time to record, or else we would be doing a longer episode.
We'll just have to do more parts. It also means less editing for me, so I'm not mad about it.
Buys us time until the Eras Tour.
Yeah, the Eras Tour is coming up so fast.
And there's a potential set list change. Before
we close out the episode, what do you guys think about that? What are your thoughts on it? Because we mentioned it, but we didn't really mention our thoughts on it.
I would love to see it live. I'm a little sad that my show would have been before it. I hope she announces more dates. As much as I would also love for her to take a break and take care of herself, I would like a chance to see these songs live. But I will definitely be watching live streams to see them either way.
It makes me stressed because if she does change the set list and add them, that means it's going to be that much harder to find tickets for the Canadian shows. And I'm already struggling very much trying to get tickets. So that just makes me all sad because I'm like, ugh, that means I'm probably not going to get tickets. Because everyone's going to want to see the new set list and it's going to make a lot of people... Anyway.
I was just wondering if I could talk my bridal party into doing an Eras tour. Going to Canada. Bachelorette party, that's the word. We'll pick yous up. It'll be fun.
I'm not saying no to that. But I would love to even just see like videos of the choreography and like what she decides to do with the songs. Because there's some songs that would be a really cool performance.
I feel like it
would and I'd be excited to see which songs she chooses to add.
Yeah.
As well, because that'll say a lot.
There's so many.
But there's some that I think would be really good performance, like just stage-wise. So I'm really excited. I hope she does add them, just because...
Yeah.
I feel like she kind of I mean, she doesn't have to, but like, you release a brand new album mid-tour, and then you're not going to talk about it or mention it for the rest of the tour. That would seem weird. And with the microphone and everything else, I think it'll happen.
Yeah.
Which makes me sad because I don't have tickets yet. So if it does happen, it's going to be much harder to get tickets. Because everyone that's already gone is going to want to go again because it's going to be a completely different show. Or at least a good chunk of them. Not everybody.
Maybe she'll add dates. I have a feeling she will. Especially if she adds this. You know, if she changes the set list with only so much of the tour left, I feel like she's going to add dates. But
more Canadian dates, please.
Yes, more Canadian. Thank you so much for listening. And we will definitely dive more into the Tortured Poets department. Such an incredible experience, this album. Yeah, definitely join our Discord so that you can stay up to date on everything very easily and also connect with us whenever. So, yeah, and we'll talk to you again next week. Bye!